Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of Let's Learn the Mods. Today we're going to be focusing on the mostly advanced portion of the self-sustained power source. This is going to be a lot slower process, but it's going to have far more payout for what you're trying to do. So first off, we're going to start off with an ME system. We'll need an access terminal or ME drive, and then we will need 64. We'll just use a 64K storage thing. You don't need a 64K. A 1K will do. But we're just going to be using a 1K. Whatever. Where's my storage drives? There they are. Come on. Give me a storage drive. Thank you. Alright, so from here, let's give this some power. You'll already need kind of a power system to sustain this, so keep that in mind. Okay, from here, we're going to take the planter, as before. We've been using a planter. This thing's pretty easy to keep running, so that's why I prefer to use the planter. We'll then take our harvester. You can also use forestry for this. That does work. It's really up to you. You can use Thaumcraft. It really doesn't matter. Now, the back of this thing won't dump into an import bus, so you're gonna have to have a chest here for sure. So don't expect, like, if you put an import bus here for it to actually dump it into Yummy's system. Okay, so next we need to get an import bus here. This will basically, we'll have this import everything into the system. And then we'll have an export bus here. Alright. We'll take the cable. That'll export, we're going to designate that to have it export saplings. And then we'll just run that over here. Alright, there we go. Then we'll say, please take out every sapling in the system, which we don't have. Let's just deposit this for now. Okay, so sapling. We're going to put a bunch of saplings into the system, and then we'll take one out, and we'll designate it for it to pull out basically every sapling, and we'll do it in stack mode. There we go. All right, so this is importing into the system. This is exporting out of the system. Let's cover all this up. I need some dirt. There we go. All right. And then from here, we need to provide power. So we'll hook power up over to here. There we go. And then we're going to run the cables along to here. So we're going to basically, I don't know. Oh, that's hooked up weird. That's fine though. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of power loss. I would not advise anyone to do this this way. This is very poor wiring. You know what? Actually, let's put a bat box here, and then take more cables. There we go. And to reduce the amount of cables we have basically in one area, we're gonna do this. We'll place a transformer here, and then this will be a fixed step up, and then we'll have another transformer right here, which will be a fixed step down. There we go. All right, perfect. So that'll be providing power over to here. It's sucking all the power up right now. That's why it's not gaining anything, which is fine. All right, cover all this up real quick. And let's start with the next portion. Okay, so now that we have basically everything being harvested and thrown into the system, what can we actually do with it? Well, you can use these things called coke ovens from Railcraft. what this does is it creates creosote oil as well as charcoal at literally no energy cost. It is a rather slow process, so it's up to you if you want to do this or if you want to do the furnace portion. But if you, say, make like a decent chunk of these, the process isn't terribly slow. Like, it should be able to sustain itself just fine. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to set all these up right here. This should be more than enough to do a rather large system. I know this can do basically a full-size forestry farm, like all these right here, I believe. So just do it like that. And here. So you get the idea. I'm going to stop building coke ovens from here, but basically just add on to the system as needed. So what we're going to do is we're going to have export bus on each one of these. We'll place that there, and then we're going to run cable over here. And then we'll run the cable down to here. Run up like that. Alright, cover this up, and now we're going to designate it to pull out charcoal. Put that in there. Oh, I'm sorry, not charcoal. Wood. So let's designate it to pull out wood. Stack mode. Stack mode and wood. Wood and stack mode. And then we'll need an import bus to pull out the charcoal. So let's get an import bus, wherever they may be. And you don't need to designate with this one because basically the only thing you'll be able to pull out is charcoal anyways. So there. Alright, and then you'll need some a way to deal with the creosote. So you have two ways of doing this. One, which is either pump it into a tank, which I'm going to do in a later episode. That takes a bit to set up, so I'm not going to do that. Or we can further expand on this with auto crafting. Actually, I'm not going to touch on auto crafting today. We're just going to take a bunch of tin. So we'll take tin, wherever it may be. Tin ingot. Okay, there we go. Okay, place that in there. And that. And let's get a crafting terminal. That'll make our life easier. So, crafting terminal. Get rid of that. There we go. Alright, cool. We don't, actually, let's not use empty cells. Let's be efficient and use cans. So we're just going to throw a bunch of cans in there. Alright, and then we only need one can. Then we'll come over here. We'll have the system export cans into the system. And this will allow us to basically can up the creosote oil inside. So as you can see, we got cans. When this fills up with to about 1,000 creosote oil, a can will go down like this, and then it'll be removed from the system. So that's the basic setup. I'm going to let this run for a while, and then I'll do just a little overview on basically how everything's running. But, you know, should we? Yeah, let's try this. I'm going to disconnect the power there, and I'm going to run cable over to here to kind of show that this is all basically self-sufficient. Now, obviously, if you had a bigger ME system, this probably wouldn't be able to sustain it unless you had literally like a ridiculous amount of power generation going on. Bigger ME systems take bigger amounts of power, so keep that in mind. But that's it for today's episode. I hope to see you all later. Have a good day.